All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this March Hour of Power.
Madness. March Madness.
March Madness?
Salutio style.
We don't have any other madness to worry about. I think this is the first time what you were telling me that we already did one of these this month. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
We had one in March. So that would mark the first time we've ever had 2 hour powers in 1 month. Usually we don't have very many. But that's okay.
I'm pretty sure.
That's
you know
okay.
what? I'm going to confirm. I'm going to confirm. Because I might be wrong, and I don't want to misspeak. Well, there's a lot of fake news out there.
We've been here in the studio multiple times trying to churn things out, learning a few things about live streaming and stuff like that. So I think we're actually one of the closest times on time that we've ever been as well.
For sure. Yeah, we did an hour of power on Friday, March 6th.
March 6th. Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Well, you know, hey,
there's
whatever.
been a big need.
There has been.
There
has been.
One of the things we've learned about live streaming is that somehow this camera makes me look significantly shorter than Al, and overall just smaller.
We're shoulder to shoulder.
I think it's the camera.
You're not. It's probably tilted. Mm-hmm. It must be tilted.
Right. Or it zoomed in weird. I don't know.
Getting a phone call right now
from a priest.
From a priest. Probably something to do with live streaming because I can't get enough of it, and neither can anyone else. It's been crazy. It's
true.
Been nuts.
I feel like this. I want to climb this wall. Hold on.
I could just like move the camera and oh my gosh, I'm a little disturbed.
Sorry.
Okay, so we've been doing lots of live streaming. Lots of people had questions around that. We did a video. If you haven't seen that, we will link to it in the description for this video. That's something we can do now after the fact.
Oh yeah.
We have changed over ourselves from using Facebook Live to using YouTube. So that's I might kind of start with some of those questions, misnomers that people have around that. Facebook. The reason probably that's where most people start is because it's really easy. Anybody who's anybody can just tap on Facebook and go live. It's got a big button there, and you're off to the races. So that's easy. Problem comes down to kind of quality and control. So what I mean by that is number one, quality. So it's hard to control. Sorry, I won't mix terms. Comes down to quality. So the microphones on phones are not that fantabulous. Right. You don't have any extra camera angles. You can't. You're probably not really controlling lighting. And many of you are shooting videos like this. Travis, can anybody tell me what's wrong with shooting a video like this?
I mean, I can, yeah.
Yeah, tell me. Well, tell me. Tell the good folks out there.
So most video when you're watching it, like as I'm watching a stream here on the laptop, is being viewed.
What? You don't
horizontal.
You don't put your TV on its side and watch it vertically?
Not normally.
Okay.
I don't.
But you could. Or your laptop. Do you do it? Or
not?
Okay.
No, I don't.
No?
I don't do that. That's true.
Then don't shoot video like this. Bad idea.
Got it.
I mean, if you're like there are certain mediums like Snapchat or I don't know whatever the kids are using these days.
TikTok.
Where you're shooting vertical video, and that makes some sense because that's kind of the mode of the video. But like
that's how they're
video.
That's how so mass. You wouldn't want to shoot mass.
Yeah, you like see very vertical. It's just not really. That's not how your eyeballs work. You have much more peripheral vision. It's more of a natural thing.
Right.
And your TVs are built that way. Our laptops are built that way. Our iPads are built this way. And your phone is this far away from being horizontal.
Right.
Just like this, kids. Just like that. So anyway, so shoot your video like that is what I'd recommend. Again, not all instances. I understand you get something, but for by and large, you're live streaming mass. Don't do that.
I think that's a really good point. Like for mass,
and most things, I think, unless it's a particular type of medium that's the way that it's always viewed. Like TikTok, I think is like that. And probably Snapchat, I think, has a decent amount of that too. But if people are going to be viewing. Okay, so Facebook, good for, it's immediate, but certainly I'd recommend taking horizontal. Cameras aren't super great. The cameras are pretty good on a lot of cell phones. You're probably not controlling lighting very well, but the microphone is really the big problem. And I watched a lot, or I'm learning. I'm trying to see best practices, and so I've watched a lot of masses, or at least pieces of them, with live streamed from Facebook and at a distance and a huge echo, and it's very hard to understand something like that. So Facebook can stream via phone, via laptop. Laptop's a little. You would have elements of control. The reason why you'd use maybe a laptop would be the fact that you can have different sources come inside, and you can kind of have more control with that. Embedding it, getting the links out to people, there's a lot more control. So control is the other thing. So control is very important. So you want to see how you want to control how your media is viewed. So in Facebook, the default is it goes into your stream. So there's tons of stuff just like sliding through. So maybe if somebody catches you at mass, then they'll see mass. But multiple parishes this weekend, they switched over to other streaming platforms because people couldn't find the video. Even if you said, oh, we're live streaming on our Facebook page. Well, again, no control, so you don't know where it's going to be at on your Facebook page. Even if it's the latest post, it may not be the top post. So people are trying to scroll around, trying to find it. People that don't have Facebook accounts, now technically they're correct in the fact that you don't need a Facebook account to watch a Facebook video, but what is Facebook's goal is to get you to log in to be a user, right? So they're going to be kind of obtrusive about trying to get you to log in. So people that don't understand that are not comfortable with that format and program, it's going to be tough for them. So including that's on desktop or on a phone, you're going to run into the same problem. So you don't know where it's going to appear on the page. You don't know where. The other thing too is with these other streaming platforms, you can promote it ahead of time. So what we've really been suggesting to most folks is this. Create a page on your site where you can post your masses and make it dead simple and make it something like stjosephwichita.com/mass. Now, you can take that URL, stjosephwichita.com/mass, and you can send it out via email. You can send it out via Facebook. You can send it out via anything. Yep. Put it on your website. Okay, so now you have a one-stop shop where you have all the control. Now here's some important things. Number one, it doesn't matter what platform you're on. You can use Vimeo. You can use YouTube. You can use Facebook. You can use anything because you control. And even if last minute something breaks, you're not panicked because you're like, oh, I gave somebody a Facebook URL. Like, I don't know. It's your page. So you can actually embed different videos, different types of videos. You don't even have to use the same platform. You can, because you're controlling where it lives.
The other thing that's really awesome about that is that you can have other content that's right there next to it. So, whether that's I was going to say ministry schedules, but those don't exist right now. But you can have other information that's there. I heard about a parish that did a form where that you could make requests for prayer intentions or whatever. Yep. But you could also have your online giving, like, not that it would show up when they're watching the video because they could make it full screen, but it would be right next to it so that people can still see other content that exists on the site.
Right.
Because you embedded it. Versus like if you only had it on YouTube or you only had it on Facebook, you can put comments in so you can kind of get it, but not everybody sees it.
You can't. It's
and the URL piece.
The URL piece is the big thing because you have complete control over where it's at. You can promote it ahead of time, way ahead of time. You can tell people this is always where mass will be, and then you can put like what we've been doing a lot is putting like quick links on people's home pages. So the mass would be on a page, and then when you get to the home page, there would be a big button that says click here for live stream masses, and it would go right to that. And then they could go and see a history. They could see whatever the latest one is. That just put the newest one up top. So a ton more control. So Facebook, you can embed. So if you go into there, the thing that the reason why this is on. So I'm a computer guy. I know all of the. I don't know all of the things, but I know a lot of the things, right? 90% of the time, why we are late to Facebook Live, to the hour power, is because of Travis. No, it's because Facebook Live embedding it. And like doing that any time beforehand, they have all kinds of rules. Like it's got to be 15 minutes ahead of time, and it's got to be like the links go away. So as soon as you save it off, it's like you better have saved everything you needed. Right. And this may come to the fact that Al doesn't know all the things, but it's not super clear. And
you're a guy that's pretty.
I can usually hunt it down, and I've been frustrated enough. Usually when there's enough pain, I will find it. And then I'll know.
Yeah.
But man, the last year we've done that, and it's been chaos. So
and this
took me a fraction of the time, and it was way more predictable, and it's all there. Right. So we've been starting to do YouTube Live, and we promote it on Facebook.
Right.
Don't forget that. Like it's not that it goes away and it's not on Facebook. It's on Facebook. You just put it say josephwichita.com/mass.
Yeah.
Come see our live stream.
If you're wondering how we're doing this right now, you're like, well, what's the two got for their setup? So basically, a camera, that's what I'm looking at, a microphone, that's in front of us. Alan's going to give you a tour. Nice. A green screen, which is definitely not required, but it does make it look like you're, climbing through or up a wall.
But you could be in the Vatican. You could be anywhere.
Right.
You could be, right there. You go.
We've got some lighting and stuff. Then
I'll turn around. Yeah. People don't get a headache.
Whee! We've got our makeshift foam.
We're in a safe.
We are in a safe. That's a bright light. And it's all running through a PC. So, you don't have to have a PC. It can be a laptop. But this is our setup. And we've seen a lot of people do a lot of different things. So at my own home parish, we're working actually with our security system provider, who's already got a camera set up in the church, for security purposes. We also use it to broadcast over into the hall for overflow. But they had a stream that we could pull, and then that's what we're going to do.
And what's the protocol? RMTP.
RMTP. Yeah.
RMTP. Yep. So remote transmission.
Maybe RTMP.
Yeah, something like that. So if you have like a broadcast type of system, basically. Anyhow, we're going pretty deep. Maybe we'll come to that later.
Yeah. My main point is, there are a variety of setups that you can have. It's not like it's just one way to do it, but probably
having on your web page gives a universal format that it doesn't matter what platform you're on.
Yep.
Because there was a parish that called me on Saturday, and they were changing over to Vimeo, which is another great service, and it's a paid service that you have to pay for. But they were promoting it on Facebook, and then they were having some of those issues, and so then they had to promote it this way. Well, now that URL is fixed, they can tell people that again, we're going to be living in this world for a few weeks, at least probably to the end of April. So we're going to have Easter Mass this way. So the more simple you can make this for folks, the better. And this may include, right? This may make it harder for you to stream, but the payoff is that you make it easy for all of your users to see it. That's important, right? So if you're like, everything's got to be on Facebook or whatever else, okay, well, if that's easy for you,
right?
But if it makes it ever difficult for everybody else and not as many people watch, that's a problem. Like that's not what you're going for. It's not about your ease. Quite honestly, I'd rather do something that's harder, right? That is more accessible to more people. Sometimes, making it easy is hard.
Yeah, and I think this is the distinction between.
I'm not saying it's super hard, but
No, but just here's a very real life example. That was it.
yes. What? It's not a beer. We're not.
No, I know it was. I didn't expect it to be so. It was very loud. It caught me off guard.
A lot of fizz here.
And plus, I only thought it was water. Okay, so real life example,
one,
right?
with bubbles.
Father Daryl with bubbles. You
Are you sure you're gonna name names?
You're very bubbly right now.
All right.
Yeah, I think you'd be okay with it. Okay, so Father Daryl's my pastor at St. Joseph Ando. Okay, so this weekend on Saturday, so he'd already had this fellow come out from Wichita Audio and Visual. I think that's the name. Anyways.
Again, naming names.
Well, shout out, man. This guy, Randy, he keep. I was impressed. So, right, for the streaming portion of the Mass, like, there was no question. Randy, like, it was going to be on YouTube. He was going to stream it to YouTube.
Really?
Well, yeah, like, because he needed to have the most known quantity as far as because he was kind of creating a workaround within the system to go from the security camera that we also then use to kick over into the hall. But, like, yeah, it's this isn't like the exact purpose of this. So that part contained, understood, here we go. And that's going to be the easiest way to do it.
I was going to get some duct tape, but I don't know where our duct tape is. But it's a little duct tape and
yeah,
it was like
duct tape,
duct
tape and bail.
All right.
Father Darryl likes that anyways because he's a country boy. All right. But, so I was also explaining to Father, so I made him an administrator on our Facebook account, right?
Okay.
And so I said, okay, so when you take videos, like, so you can just go live if you want to I know, well, look, Father Darryl, you just keep shooting content. We'll take it.
That's true. That's true.
But yes, at some point. So I made him an administrator on the Facebook page. And so he would record videos, and then he could very easily upload them to Facebook, and boom, it was there, and he was receiving feedback, right? And people were interacting with it. When it came to YouTube, it was fine. He could upload it basically just in both at the same time. But then he reached out to me, and I put it on the site. So I think that but that highlights the usefulness of, or the purposes of one versus the other, right? Facebook, immediate, social media, here we go, rock and roll, producing content, kicking out.
Right, yeah.
But it's also getting buried in the feed as you go.
That's part of that. That's the trade-off.
Right.
Is that there's more stuff.
I agree.
Yep.
And so whereas the YouTube piece of it, while he can get it onto YouTube, nobody would ever see it.
Nobody would ever see it.
If I didn't put it on the website.
You got to promote it.
Right. So
it's absolutely 100%.
I think when I walked through that, and now that he's been producing the videos, which I love, Father Darryl, it just made it much more concrete. Like, why is this a thing that's so different? And then I should have realized already.
Well, just so many people are familiar with producing content on Facebook.
Right.
Because it's as easy as breathing water. Whereas
right.
YouTube is meant to be a viewing platform. It's not meant to have as many people. It's not meant to everybody to create videos. I mean, like, it has those things, but like it's meant for people to consume.
Yeah.
So that's where it's optimized for. So then I think people are scared about posting things on YouTube and how that all works, but it makes viewing it way easier and more predictable
for the end user.
Right.
Because people have posted content to Facebook, right? Father Daryl's posted all sorts of content. When he went to the Holy Land, he put all sorts of content on Facebook. So that's a known quantity. YouTube, he now knows how to get it there.
Yeah.
But then I have to be the other part, which is fine. We to actually get it in a place where people can see it.
So a couple of misnomers, too, that we've been kind of working through. So some questions that we haven't raised is YouTube. Do we need 1,000 subscribers? So the answer is no, you don't. And no matter how much people argue sometimes, like, no, you don't. Because if you stream from a laptop, you don't. If you stream from a phone, yes, you do.
Right.
You do. You're going to need 1,000. But again, it's really not, if you're really producing content, you don't want to produce it from this anyway. You want to produce it from a laptop. So
unless you're like Father P.J. Vogelai, another name drop, who is producing some hilarious content about happy trees and sad trees, which he's doing via his phone, which is funny.
That's fun.
Right.
It's more like
impromptu
versus the Mass or something that you're promoting. And you're wanting to do the more social component of it.
Right.
So, so you don't. So again, if you're on a phone, you need 1,000, but you're probably not going to do it anyway that way because they don't want everybody. Again, why do they do that? That's right. That is an imposed restriction from YouTube. Why? Because its medium is like it's it's where it's good at is it's not for everybody to just post up every single video. That's what Facebook does, but that's also why it streams through. YouTube is more for more curated, refined content. So they don't want every Tom, Dick, and Harry, right? That's a term some people still use, right? I do at least, to just post everything everywhere. So they're really only wanting legitimate people that really have a lot of subscribers to be posting videos via the phone.
Yeah.
And so if you got a laptop, again, you got a little bit more gravitas, you got a lot more control. With the laptop, another thing, again, that's what I'd recommend. You just have a ton of control to do a lot of things, and it's got more power and flexibility like that. The other thing is you do not need third-party software. Some people think that you need like a separate program to stream. Now, what we're using right now that you see, we're using OBS, Open Broadcast Software, I think is what it's called. Very popular among YouTube streamers. If you like playing video games and you want to have a green screen in the background, it's got all kinds of fun, different things it can do, but you certainly don't need it. It is for when you want to have multiple camera views, right? And we want to have, other cameras and other microphones and backgrounds. Here we'll go to the Salutio Library. Oh, no, wait. Let's go Salutio Chapel, which is across the building over there. So I think if we stand back here, it looks pretty. Oh, yeah. Pretty realistic, yeah? Right? Okay.
Well, all right. No, I want to
stop it. Okay. So OBS, it's free download. It's completely open source, so you can download it. It installs on a Windows computer. I don't know if it's a Mac thing. I don't know. Sorry, not a Mac guy. Yeah, sure you can. But I highly recommend it. It's very good. That's what we've been using in our parish, so we have a little bit more control. And then, so that is
Mac.
It works on Mac. There you go. So
and Linux. Wow.
Both people can use it. That's good. That's great. Like Linux, like
Windows.
Nobody's
Mac.
on that. Okay.
It's not true. There are people.
I only
know one of them. Oh, I guess two.
Oh.
Andy.
Oh, yeah. He's
Shout out to Andy.
got that shot. All right. You're naming names. That scares me. Okay. So OBS, third-party software, basically it does all the production for you, and then you send it. It sends it to YouTube, which then streams it out to the entire universe. YouTube has a built-in one in their web browser. So if you go to youtube.com, here we can. Actually, we don't have. I don't have it. I didn't set up our to share the screen, which is really something I need to be doing. So let me do that. But
we just disappeared.
There we go. We did disappear. Now we're back. I
wish I would have changed my clothes really fast.
That would have been really freaky. YouTube up at the top right, it's got a little camera button with a plus on it. You click on that, you click on Go Live, and there's two different modes. One is with your webcam, which will use your normal settings. You can plug an external webcam and even an external mic, and it'll ask you those questions. But what it's meaning is it's going to stream it right from the browser. Again, don't need 1,000 subscribers. You can do it all right there. And then there's the stream option. The stream option is what we're selecting, so we can use a third-party software to do a little bit more production. But you don't need
the Creator Studio.
Yeah, it's all built in there. You have three options. You can live stream with your webcam. 2, you can stream with a third-party software, and the third one is to manage events. So if you want to set up a future event and manage those and have those all in the queue, which again, your masses are very predictable. Those are something you could get set up ahead of time and get going. When you deal with a third-party software, whether that be the software over there at St. Joseph's, I know I was thinking about it, but I thought I better not.
We're already too close.
We are too close.
But we're an essential service.
We are. That's right. And Travis scrubbed down with hand wash before he walked in.
Poured it on.
Third-party software. Oh, the thing you're going to need to be worrying about is a stream key. And that's probably, you guys had to fiddle around with that probably over there at St. Joseph's. But that's the way how it knows. Basically, it's something you set up on YouTube. You tell it tells you what your stream key is, which is kind of like your de facto password for that stream. So that way when it sends it up, it knows where it's going. YouTube knows what video it's going to. So that's something you need to pay attention to. And then in OBS, you tell it, or the other program, you tell it where to send that video. So you plug in your stream key. so you know where that goes. But if you're doing it from the webcam, from the default software that YouTube has, then you don't have to do any of that. It's all right there. There was one other thing, misnomer about YouTube, but I should have written it down.
I'm surprised you didn't include it in your Facebook hate list.
My Facebook is great.
I walked into Al's office and he had an FB written up there with like Lawrence Druitt and then all the reasons he hates it. No, I'm just
That's
kidding.
not true at all.
It's a little true. Dude, when I turn my eye the wrong way, the green must catch and then I become see-through. Right there. That's creepy. All right, continue.
It is a little creepy.
We do have a question, but we don't. It's fine. Whenever you.
So that was a lot about things. What was else?
You want me to climb the wall while you're thinking?
No.
Oh.
Facebook, third-party software. Oh, the other thing too about these platforms is, no, Facebook does it too. Once you're done streaming, it just goes in as a regular video, so people can watch it after the fact. I know. Okay, sorry, that's when my mind's bouncing around. Some people were asking about the speed. So if they have 1,000 people streaming their mass, does it slow down? The answer is no, it does not. So basically, when you stream to YouTube or Facebook, one stream goes up into the cloud, and then they distribute it. So it's not your it's not coming directly from your phone or anything like that. It's sending it up, storing it up there, and then it gets distributed live. So if it's streaming, like we are right now, you're gonna be a few moments behind us right now, maybe 10, maybe 30 seconds, because it's going to the server and then being distributed from there. So it does not matter how much you have on your site. Now, that's new. Reconnect. Okay, so I think we're reconnected.
Okay. See what it looked like.
We might have paused there a little bit. Yeah, actually. Yeah, I don't know. We've got a little bit of a issue with drop frames, and our internet connection maybe is a problem. There we go. I think it's green now. So I don't know if we've got other things.
Green means go.
Green means go. Because we got to have enough quality streaming up in order for people to see what's going on. So we're back. So we added 2 new servers, I think, at least, and we enabled a bunch of caching, and we put a bunch of stuff off to the side on an Amazon server and a mix of other things to try to offload a lot of traffic. So Andy said we did pretty well over the weekend. We maybe had one server that kind of had a slowdown between like 9 and 10 a.m. just from the sheer number of visits we had. So know that we're actively trying to do that. We did have some slowdowns 2 weeks ago that again we prepared for to get those going. So, but lots of traffic. It looks like we may need to look at the pipeline coming in here because it's
you want me to go check
a little spotty.
The pipe?
I think we're okay.
Okay.
We'll stream with what we got. It might be a little delayed, but
yeah. There goes red again. I'm gonna go check.
Okay, you go check.
Okay.
And then we need a question. Stop it! Oh my gosh.
I'm going to check.
No, you're done here.
Oh, I guess I'm just alone now. Well, now that it's the Travis show. So I'm going to bring up this question from St. Anthony's in Liberal, Kansas.
Are we green?
Green means, yep, we're green. Green means go. All right. Donald Smith, St. Anthony's in Liberal, Kansas. He asks, we need to change the link to our Facebook page. How do we do that? I'm guessing he may mean the...
the top corner, something like that.
To one of the favicon, or not the favicon. Shortcut link.
So, I don't have the desktop replicator set up, but here's what I'm going to say. Is most likely
I'm curious.
It's just in a module. Sometimes this isn't a totally straightforward answer because it depends a little bit about how we built your site and where we put that link, because it's not always in the same place depending on what style of site. And I mean, it's got these Facebook logos all the way at the top right. And so we typically put those in not a totally inaccessible place, but a place that we typically don't talk about during training or something like that. And the reason why we do that is so that way we can be a little more specific of where it's located and be fancy with some of the details. And
I think it's going the right place.
I know, because I basically forward that on to the ticket queue.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, it's something that changes so not very often. So a lot of times with things like that are static on your site that don't change a lot, then we might build it in such a way that is very easy to put up, but not as easy to change. And this gets down to my point of like, right, we have to make decisions to try to produce things fast. And so if there's something that changes a lot, right, we would build it in such a way that makes it easily replaceable and changeable. But if it's never going to change, like your address, then we'll build it in a way that's fast. And maybe it loads faster for the end user. Maybe it's fast for our team to plug it in. But we do that to lower costs,
right,
to make things faster. But we don't intend for you to like know how to find that. Does that make sense? This is a whole trade-off that we do all over the place, all the time on your own sites, and it gets back to our argument around Facebook and is it the right medium and things like that. It's about what's the purpose, or knowing a little bit more about it. Yeah. So anyway, in this particular instance, that's great. We changed up the link, and I sent it to the support team, changed it up. That's what we're here to do, is all those nerdy details as a company. That's why we built, and it's why most of our clients, we work under this advertising model so we can take care of those things. Otherwise, it's our intention, is something that changes regularly. Like if you were going to change your Facebook every 2 weeks, cool, not a problem. Then we'd change up how we build it. We'd put more energy into it, so that way it's something that you could readily change very easily. I know it's not a super great answer, but it's kind of honest.
Yeah, that's good. It's honest.
There you go.
Well, we keep cutting.
We do. So we're going to...
I think we should cut.
Okay. All right. That's all right. We've said enough. We've said a lot of things. We'll go ahead and stop streaming. And
plus, we did 2 hours of power.
We did. It was kind of like an hour and a half of power this month. And we kind of started on time, you got to remember, right? So there you go. And I got to rant on Facebook and YouTube, and I feel like that was very productive.
And I climbed a mountain.
You did climb the mountain. Good job.
This is that movie that they put out, Disney Plus, National Geographic. The guy, he climbed the face of El Capitan. Whatever. I was his stunt double. Anyhow, that's the point.
All right, well, thanks for joining us for this hour of power.
I always got to remember which arm.
There you go. We will see you next month. Hopefully, if the world still exists.
As long as the zombies.
That's right. And as long as everybody keeps their social distance,
right, don't touch me.
Then we're going to be just fine. All right, take care, and we'll see you next time.
Peace out.